welcome to Left Night with Kendra Dossie, and here is your host, Kendra Dossie.
Hi, everyone. Hello, Zach. What a great setup you have today. Look at you.
Oh yeah. Shout out to my room. I'm gonna get my whole head in the frame.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. Shout out to my roommate Dennis who helped set me up with this setup here. I explained to you and our producer Lissa, but basically I was using a work laptop, and then they finally called me out on still having this laptop well after working from home ended. So that the lesson there is that if you borrow something from work and they email you once about it, just ignore it, and maybe you may get away with having it for an extra 6 or 7 months. But then you will run into the same problem I ran into here.
I think the main lesson is take stuff from your job. Just take some stuff from your job.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, yes. I mean, in varying levels of bold, obviously. Like pens and paper, very easy, almost encouraged to be done. When you start to get into electronics and office furniture is where you start to get into the real difficult mode.
Or even people don't pulling a 9-to-5 would take so much more planning nowadays. There are 3 women who are just mad at their boss. Just be careful out there.
Right.
Anyway, yes. Zach, I believe that this is a week where I ask you what's on your mind.
Yes.
Is that right?
Thank you. Thank you for asking, because I do have some stuff on my mind that I would like to talk about.
We'd love to hear it.
Yes. So, as the war in Ukraine wages on, Americans are once again asking their favorite question. How am I the real victim of this tragedy? And as usual, they have decided on a tried and true consumer gripe. Gas prices. They're high, folks. They're very high. And you won't catch me complaining about it. You'll catch me complaining about a lot of things on the show. It's sort of my reason for being here is to complain about stuff. I'm even complaining about complaining now. So I will get very meta. But you will not catch me complaining about gas prices. And that is for several reasons. The most obvious of which is I don't have a car, so I don't care. I understand that on some level, yes, because we live in a society where fossil fuels are burned to transport anything, anywhere, at any time. All of my favorite consumer goods from the grocery store and elsewhere are reliant on gas to get there. But I don't see that. I mean, the prices of aluminum or lumber or labor are going to fluctuate. Hopefully the labor price goes up as far as I'm concerned, but I don't see those, so I don't care. It's only if you have a car and you're at the actual pump that you see these numbers. I did have a car at one point. I drove for most of my senior year of high school. That it would have been 2007 to 2008. And gas was very expensive there, and I complained about it a lot, and everybody did. Do you know how much gas cost that everybody was very mad about? Everybody was mad because gas was well over $3. Unbelievable. Going up to $3.50, like really getting up there. And guess what? The year is 2022, and if gas is over $3, we are in crisis mode again. Why? Why is the threshold still the same? I know it's over 4 now, and people are mad. It never quite hit that when I was driving. But you know what else I did around that 2007, 2008 time? I rented in a crappy room in an apartment for less than $800, and a little bit of checking online listings and my basic liberal arts understanding of math tells me that apartment that I rented for under $800 around that same time about 15 years ago would now cost over $1,400. So that's a ridiculous price jump. And there are plenty of other similar price jumps we've seen in the everyday things we need, like housing, health insurance. Prices have skyrocketed over the last 15 years. There's any number of things that the prices go up, and gas. Why is gas different? Why gas is should be subject to the same rules as everything else, right? We don't we should probably get mad at the president because rent is too expensive, and we should probably get mad that healthcare is too expensive, but because these do not represent the same sort of petit bourgeois middle class concerns, they don't get the same media attention and have the political clout that gas does. And I'm not going to say that this is only an issue to people who are sort of upper middle class, even though they seem to get overrepresented when we talk about these issues. Everybody, unless you're in like one of 5 or 6 cities, is going to be affected by these gas prices. And I think what it really comes down to is that the idea of cheap gas is contingent on the machine continuing to work. That people don't have any real freedoms in this country. But the idea that with the money they have in their pocket, they could drive somewhere else and get away from everything else is sort of one of the things that this very bogus idea of freedom is contingent upon. And we're willing to go pretty far in terms of making sure that gas stays at a very low price. In terms of, we subsidize the companies, we subsidize the drilling, we're willing to put sort of whole entire patches of flyover country on fire in order to harvest natural gas to keep gas prices down. Pretty much the entire province of Alberta, Canada, is like if somebody lights a match there, it will all be on fire from the tar sands. We're willing to go a pretty far way, even just domestically. This is before we even talk about the international, the things we do internationally to affect gas prices, whether it is, in the Middle East or in Venezuela or in Russia, even bringing us back to the point here. We're paying a whole lot of money for a defense industry that is pretty much a gas price defense industry in terms of what they do. And by any number of, I remember I read a report recently from around 2010 that said that while gas was about $2.50, the actual price was probably about $6.50 if you factored in all of the other ways that people end up paying for the gas. So the whole thing is based, as we said, it is a level of hecticness that is not based on the way we treat rising prices in any other commodity. It is based on sort of a propagandized idea of what is freedom and how far we are willing to go to achieve it, and how we'll pay in a roundabout way to save ourselves this delusion. And furthermore, whenever we get to these situations, why aren't these causes to start having conversations about mass transit, about moving away from fossil fuels? These do not become calls to move more people by bus and train. These do not become calls to electrify a larger portion of the country so that it is not reliant on fossil fuels. These become things like, former Harvard pervert and all-around bad eggman Matty Iglesias. The minute that we start that Russia starts invading Ukraine, is tweeting about how it's time to make fracking easier. That's the type of pervert who gets to say something when we get into these situations, not the environmental or transportation conscious. So basically what I'm saying is that there are so many more interesting ways to talk about gas prices and why gas is getting more expensive than to talk about what you're paying at the pump. Because of all of the ways that it comes from other problems, and more importantly, because I don't care. Talk about something that interests me. Okay, I can talk about a lot of things. You've heard me talk. I'm now going on over 10 minutes. I can talk about a lot of things. Trust me. But just talk about something more interesting than gas prices. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Zach. Everything you're saying is right. Yeah. We are weirdly obsessed about gas, and it's literally killing the planet. And you would think but people don't like buses because they associate it with poor people. It's bizarre. But we'll talk about that and other things after this very brief commercial break.
Sorry.
That was so 80s. Wait, what show was that from?
You'll have to ask Lissa. I'm enjoying this new segment of where if we don't have a commercial, we just let Lissa play whatever her heart desires. It is. That was. I like that.
I'm into it. I'm into it.
The scene from Twin Peaks where Bobby gets so horny he starts saying, okay, that I can
so frequently.
I can see that makes more sense now. I've never have you watched Twin Peaks at all?
I actually have not.
I haven't either. It seems like something I would like. I just have not. I really haven't gotten into very much David Lynch at all. He seems cool. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. I think my food is here. I'm just gonna take this with me. It's fine. Okay. So riff section. Oh my god. Riff section. First off, first thing that we should riff on. The war in Ukraine is still happening. My roommate went somewhere. War in Ukraine is still happening. Not good. Latest thing is this is separate, but in American domestic news, there's this "Don't Say Gay" bill in Florida, which seems dumb. It seems dumb. I don't like it. But it's yeah.
Now explain to our listener, our viewers, and maybe if you have a co-host who is not particularly smart, because I know that the word "gay" is, you can still say it, but my understanding is this has to do more with the world of education, right? Is that or
yes? Yes. So like this is something I'm like learning about it. There's just been so many anti-trans and anti-gay bills. Anti-trans, like especially, just coming out of the woodwork, and I was like, oh, like fuck, there's another one. But let's see. So actually, the Disney adults Disney is trying to like talk to the governor of Florida about this because they like talk about diversity and inclusion. But the "Don't Say Gay" bill that Florida passed earlier this week forbids instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity in public schools for kindergarten through third grade. And that is very troublesome. Oh, my cat is not here. That's very troublesome because it's obviously a culture war thing. If you want to be strict with this like rule, you wouldn't teach about straight people either. But kids are going to learn about straight people. They're not going to ban discussion of straight people. It's obviously going to be targeted to marginalized identities.
Right.
So, yeah.
But think about that fourth grade though. Minds are going to be blown.
Fourth grade, they're going to learn about tossing salads.
Oh my gosh! Day one of fourth grade is the teacher just coming in the classroom and going, "People are gay sometimes,"
and then they're like, "Yeah." Also, there's another thing is there are kids who are going to be like, there are kids who are going to have crushes on people of the same gender as them, like, before this or like before that age. And they're not going to know what to do, which is fucking, or like their feelings are being like pathologized. But yeah, I think Idaho has some like bullshit laws. There's a lot of bullshit laws. I can't even keep track of all of them, unfortunately, because there are so many, and it is a culture war. Like things are objectively not going well in a lot, or like haven't been going well for a lot of people. It's like, yeah, COVID's like really gone through a lot of the country. Gas prices are expensive. Things aren't great in America for a lot of people. And of course, like Republicans gain more power by creating like a cultural war where people are going to be like living people are going to be affected as opposed to like trying to improve conditions. And it sucks that, trans people are now in like that. It sucks that trans people are in this culture war, this extended, stupid culture war when like shouldn't have happened.
Yes, it's just people who I mean, it's just like I can't begin to understand what it's like to have your identity sort of thrust into the into like the culture war. I don't expect in the midterms, critical Italian theory to become a big topic.
Maybe it should be.
Maybe it should be. Maybe we should question what types of Italian behavior our schools are teaching is appropriate for children. Yeah. I mean, they're already giving them pizza on Fridays, so if we don't stop them here, they may take pizza to even more days of the week.
Exactly, they're fucking infiltrating.
I know I'm towing a real line here by talking about something that is really really tragic in Italian terms, but it is something that I can only feel a deep level of sympathy for people who are going through this and wish to help, and to be I get so disheartened when what we hear is like, oh, go vote, we can do something about this by voting, and then like the Democrats in Texas, on the heels of this anti-trans legislation, are going to be like they're running Beto for governor, like Robert Francis O'Rourke. Imagine, are you going to look a trans youth in the eyes and tell them that everything is going to be okay as long as they canvass for Beto?
Yeah, we're going to need something more immediate than like, oh, vote for this guy in these elections, like people.
Yes, we also need something long term because he's not going to win. I assume, I can't say for certain, but I've already seen this dude lose like 6 times now. It feels like he lost. I don't know very much about Greg Abbott, but I know Ted Cruz, and I find it hard to believe that Greg Abbott is less appealing than Ted Cruz, and Ted Cruz still beat Beto O'Rourke.
Yeah. So there's that, like, things that we can do are like supporting trans youth immediately. I think there are a few like local or hyper local organizations in Florida that and in Texas and in Idaho and a lot of these states which have anti-trans and anti-queer laws, which like are helping teens who feel like shit now because their identity is on the cutting block. So there's that might be the most helpful thing to do, not voting for Beto O'Rourke.
Right. Yes. And also, yeah, which is, I know we have a very small, if at all existent viewership from Texas, so most people aren't even eligible. But if you are thinking about donating to Beto O'Rourke, you should not. You should donate to trans justice groups and even like what. Right, one person's GoFundMe is a more useful donation than Beto O'Rourke for governor.
Cosign, definitely.
Yes, it is, yes.
Sorry, I'm just like messily eating wings. This is true. This is the revolution. Just me eating garlic Parmesan wings.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Where are they from? You want to shout out where you got them from?
It's TGI Fridays. I don't want to shout them out.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We don't have to. We don't have
Yeah,
to.
sorry.
We don't have to shut them out.
If we were a local place, I'd be like, I got them here. Like they have the
Mhm.
best wings, but it's not.
All right. If you anybody in the chat who wants to shout out their favorite wing spot, favorite local wing spot, hey, put them up in the chat. I'm over here in the Alston Brighton area. I love Harry's Wings. That's mine. What else is going on?
Good question. So let's see. Yeah, how to save us, guys. Oh, this is one interesting thing. A Massachusetts post office manager seized cocaine, and then he took it to sell it himself, and now he is in prison, or he's going to be in prison. Fun little tidbit. Yeah.
That is that should be allowed, I think. If you're in charge of the post office, then whoever put that thing through the post is yeah. But yeah. But just a reminder for all those. I believe I've made this point in the past on this show. But if you are sending something that it is not within the rules that you're allowed to send, you are better off sending it by the U.S. Postal Service than by FedEx or UPS, because the U.S. Postal Service does require a warrant to open up your package. So whoever sent this cocaine really fucked up, because somebody was like, wow, this is so suspicious. I'm willing to go get a warrant about this.
Yeah, that is fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah. So you did a bad job, and I do think that this was it just a regular postal guy, or what were they?
I believe so. Let me click on the. It did happen in our very own Massachusetts. It's still opening, but
okay. Do we know what part of Massachusetts?
Maybe. What'd you say?
Do we know where in Massachusetts it was?
Quincy.
Oh, Quincy. That makes yeah, okay. I can see that.
Good old Quincy.
Yes.
Oh, my lap. I need to charge my laptop. I'm such a mess today. Anyway,
are you
you have a few moments left.
Don't die on me. We got 5 minutes to go.
I think I will immediately.
Okay.
I hope.
All right.
Okay.
We're playing on hard mode.
Huh?
I said we're playing on hard mode. Yeah.
My entire life is on fucking hard mode. Sometimes it feels like. Let's see. We're approaching almost 1 million COVID deaths.
Mm-hmm.
The first person who was charged with a felony. We had the first felony charging for the January 6th Capitol riots, which fuck the feds, but also I'm not sad. They're not the first people I tried to not have in jail. You know what I mean?
Right. I on some level I do I don't want sort of federal power to grow further, especially in the sort of paramilitary side of things. But also on some level, that big federal fascist monster is coming to fuck us all either way. So if it can ruin some of my enemies on the way, if I'm already going, if Godzilla is coming towards me and I'm dead either way, if he stomps on one of my enemies as he's walking towards me, that's funny. I'm going to laugh at that.
I got it. Yeah. Also, wow, what a sad metaphor for the world right now. Godzilla is coming for me.
Every day there's a new Godzilla.
There's so many Godzillas.
We are overrun with Godzillas.
Yeah, no, it's not great.
Yes. And yes, and I don't believe those movies really offer a great. Oh no, hold on, no. What we just need Mothra. Mothra is the Earth's protector.
Of course.
Mothra, Godzilla essentially represents nuclear war, and
Mhm.
and Mothra represents environmental justice.
Oh.
So where you at, Mothra? Come on, left Nite.
Mothra, we want you on left Nite. Come on.
That would be a
Come
big
over.
get for us.
Okay, so anti-vaxxers want $6 million each for alleged harm caused by Boston's indoor vaccine mandate. Shut up.
Where did they get that number?
I have no idea.
Like that, they had to get their TGI Fridays delivered rather than going in there, and that's worth $6 million in emotional damage.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid. It's like, shut the fuck up. Brittany, God. Okay, let's have this. Okay, we have two issues of like high profile Black people being unfairly detained. Do you want the basketball one or the entertainment or the movie one?
I don't know. I know about Brittany Griner. I do not know about
Russia.
Yes, I know she was detained in Russia, but yes.
What happened?
Yeah.
What happened with movies is the director of Black Panther and a few other films, most famously Black Panther, but he also directed like Fruitvale Station. Ryan Coogler was handcuffed at a bank because the bank teller suspected him. He basically was like, "Hey, could I have like my own money?" I think he was like, "Oh, could you like get me a check for could I have like 12,000 or whatever?" Which he has because he's a Hollywood director. And the woman thought it was suspicious and thought he was trying to rob the bank. So the police were called. He showed them their ID, but like they handcuffed him. I don't know why. So, yeah.
That's fucked up. I mean, that's you should. Who are these people working in a? It was in LA.
No, it was in Atlanta.
Oh, it was in Atlanta. Okay, yeah. Well, that's even who's in Atlanta who doesn't know who Ryan Coogler is. Even if you don't know, I don't know him by face, but if you said, "Hi, I'm Ryan Coogler, I would like my money," I'd be like, "Yeah, sure. I assume you have a lot of it."
And also, he has like ID to prove that he's Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, come on.
I don't know.
Yes, watch a movie.
Watch a movie.
I'm not someone who believes that if people watch more movies, it would solve racism. But this one particular case of racism could be solved if people watched a movie.
Just any movie that he's done.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that's about it for the sad news for the week. Thank you everyone for watching. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, do you have any closing thoughts?
I don't have any closing thoughts. Other than that, these chicken wings are good. But thank you. Thank you everyone for watching. We eat chicken wings and talk about sad things. Very fun personal mukbang. Coming up next is Honorable Mentions with Rachel Jane Annelman and Adi Heller. Stick around for that and please watch us next week. Thank you. Have a great rest of your night. I can't do the fists because I'm eating.
I'll do